You guys, I want to tie these last two together because they have to do with policy. So the two articles are California lawmakers failed to fix the insurance market. So what comes next? And then we're going to pair that with senators take up looming insurance crisis as policy issuers flee Florida and California. So, right out the gate, California has had a history of fire seasons where, the referenced here was, 2017 and 18 wiped out decades of profit, and insurance companies began dropping tens of thousands of customers by refusing to renew, which is technically not dropping, just failure to renew. But basically they don't have insurance. So, they're citing that it's become too expensive to operate in California, high cost of rebuilding, reinsurance issues.
State laws.
State laws. We can't let them off the hook either. Look, policy takes time to do. And I think that is my number one concern because there's a part of this where I have heard that certain people in positions of power want this to be a political win, in addition to actually helping the people as well. And so these things not only need to be in place, but then you have to let them take place so that you can determine whether or not you've been successful in the policy or not. So it might seem like a win on the surface when it happens, and then you got to actually see if it actually gets to be a win long term.
Yep.
Well, right here it says when you can't make profits, you don't stay in those states. So
that's right.
There it goes.
That's simple.
You understand that they're not making the money, and it's actually costing them more money to operate in here. So therefore, they rather just pull the plug, take a loss because they know down the line it's probably going to be a greater loss if they have to pay out all those policies that do come up once we hit that fire season or any natural disaster come our way.
Yeah, right now with global warming, like they say, we're having everything. Water levels rising, more hurricanes in Florida, more wildfires because it's hotter, so it's like we're starting to see a lot more catastrophes happening.
Yep.
Yeah. And, one of the things that is challenging in this is because the issues are complex and the solutions are also complex. Yeah. And it has to be like politically convenient and also appetizing to the business. I think it's kind of dumb, honestly, but I'm not in this business. This is not what we do, but it does affect us. And, once again, here we are talking about something where there will be some people who can afford and some people who cannot. Just like we talked about, like high price homes, mid price, and low price homes, and access to opportunities. You also have some people kind of, I don't know if it's saber rattling, but they're basically saying, and they're kind of like trying to ring the warning bell here to say that like low income policyholders are probably going to be the ones left out first.
Of course.
Yeah, and that's 100%. That's unfortunate. Despite the state's efforts or even the insurance company's efforts to try to provide accessible insurance premiums, if all those factors we've talked about in the show create just additional expense on the insurer, then that policy premium is going to be high, and that will unfortunately hurt some people because there's going to be loss that they have.
Unreal.
Yeah,
it's just unreal.
Yep. I know that I'll share a personal story really quick and unrelated to property, but in my auto policy, I literally last week got an email that said, oh, your policy has now gone up to this amount. The difference from my previous amount to my new amount was 38% higher every single month. I have had no new accidents, no new tickets, no new points, no new issues, no new cars, no new drivers, and we're older. So it is going to start rippling into other things is my point.
Of course, we use diesel to bring in those tires. We, bring the metal in over here in case your car gets in an accident. They're going to have to replace it with something else. So there's that cost. We're starting to see everything just increasing because there's a cost to everything that we use on a daily basis.
I feel like California is like a boat, and the boat has holes, and the holes are starting to get pierced with water, and we're starting to sink here.
Yeah.
So I think it's I just come to think like, well, if we know that there's problems, what solutions are we taking to make these better policies for people, or just more accessible for people to be able to want to live in California, be able to comfortably have a house and say if it falls down, I know that I'm paying my premium, which is what I've transferred the risk over to say, hey, if I can't make the payment because my house burned down, then you guys step in.
And we already know, when you do some type of policy making, it's going to take time.
Yeah.
So that's a great analogy. The boat has so many holes. We're trying to cover one so quick, but
other ones are going to pierce through.
Exactly.
There's going to get water's going to get into the boat, basically.
Correct.
Is what we're saying.
Yeah, it's a great analogy because it is a situation we're facing right now. We're going to have to kind of bail ourselves out for a little bit, or some people are going to have to, but eventually policymakers, insurers, and I'll say industry groups are going to have to come together and get creative. And we talked about creativity in the mortgage market earlier this year when we sat around this table and we said, you're going to start seeing creativity come out of the mortgage market in the state of California because there has to be solutions where there's vacancies. Someone has to come in with an idea, a program, or a solution that will serve the communities and serve neighborhoods and people. And I think this is going to be a little bit of the same. It's obviously a completely different industry and different problem, but I think you're going to see some of that creativity come out of this because it's going to be necessary. We will not have a solution without any creativity moving forward for this.
And it just goes back to everything, price stability, bringing prices down and trying to get everything to be affordable. And, it's not just in financing, it's everywhere.
I mean, there's good news into everything, right? So we just got to prepare. The good thing is there is independent brokerages that are here in town that you can work with. And obviously the main thing that we talk about is it's very important also. We have so many personal stories to share. As a matter of fact, I like to share one. One of my clients who purchased a home a few years back gave me a call. Her house burned down. Right. And so it burned down to like the foundation. And one of the things she did was she did buy a safe. She had a gun. She put all her stuff in there. But remember, when the fire department's there, they're using all the water hose. Everything's getting wet. Well, all the paperwork that was in there, the safe wasn't waterproof. Fireproof, but not waterproof. So it was a mess in there. So one of the things that she gave me advice on is she says, take video of all your personal belongings. Take pictures of all your personal belongings. Make sure you buy a safe, right? Waterproof and fireproof. And there is. Yeah. There is. And so one of the things she had in there was like her jewelry appraisals. Those are gone. So like those little things that are very important that you have to give to your insurance provider and say, hey, this was part of my policy. Here's the value of that. Well, now can't use that.
Wow, that's a really good suggestion. It's funny you brought that up because I had been told that before, and I was that's a really great idea. I'm going to do that. And then I went to something else, and I didn't do that. But I've got a safe at home. I got a bunch of important documents in there. And I got to go back and do that. So thank you for bringing that up on the show.
Because those things don't happen to us, right?
Well, that's the kind of stuff that happens to other people. Those are like the famous last words, right, for any situation.
Or if you're a millennial, just do a Dropbox and put all your stuff.
Yeah, you can put your personal jewelry in a Dropbox. Yeah, sure.
No, just the receipts.
Your appraisals on Dropbox.
You just scan them with your iPhone.
Yeah, there's usually some paperwork that you have to kind of throw in there very quick that you forget, what have you. The other suggestion was, well, why don't you just put them like in safe deposit in the bank? But then we saw what happened in banks a few years back when they were getting caught on fire. People were just going over there and blazing them up. So who knows? Where do you really put your secure stuff?
Yeah, you take it with you, because then you get pickpocketed.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thanks again for a good conversation. I want you to tell me what you like best about the show.
What I like best about the show is that there's always solutions. There's always solutions. Yeah, things are going to get more expensive. Milk's more expensive, gas more expensive, but yet we still find a way to make it happen and provide it for our family. So I feel that like always, our message is always to let you guys know that there's always solutions. There's always a way. It's just you have to really put your thought into it and think yourself out of it.
Yeah.
How about you, Memo?
I was actually do that. It's just all about your solutions, right? You got to find your solutions, and the way to find those solutions by surrounding yourself with the right people. You'll always hear what they have to say, what experiences they're in, and then that puts you in a better place. 100%. So always solution driven. I like that.
That's awesome. Good, guys. My favorite part of the show today was learning that there are still over 100 insurers in the state of California. So you still have options and solutions like the guys are mentioning for your property and casualty needs, for your property, I should say, like property casualty, but for your property. I'm so used to saying P&C. Yeah. So for your property needs. And also I think that just because we see the big three, if you will, leaving California, that does not mean that you have been abandoned. So make sure you stay close to us. You stay close to your realtor. You stay close to people in your life that are your insurers and people that know them, because they will have solutions for you. We have solutions for you as well. And even if you have to use the California Fair Plan, it is there for this reason. Use it while you can and use it while you can get it.